Woo! All right, and we're here.
Hey.
What is going on? Look at this. We got all the hosts: Dalish, Cuddle,
That's right.
Mrs. Snarky, DFG. It's dog. The command is dog.
It's dog. The command is dog. Okay. All right.
Son of a bitch. I'm changing that right now. I am so sorry, my dude. Oh, we've been doing it wrong for so long, and I apologize.
So, in case you are wondering who's doing it wrong in front of you, this is Stranger Peace and G Teacher. We are bringing to you live Team Sanity Academy, and today we're going to be talking about was it fostering a healthy community? Is that right?
Oh, yes, it is. And what a great way to start by completely messing up DFG's command here.
All good. So. Yeah, no, and I'm excited to be back. Apologies, by the way, for all the absence here. I've been going through a lot of medical stuff, and I want to make sure I am happy, healthy, and ready to answer all your questions. So I figured, take a little time, make sure that, all the things are working, and now things are at least nominally working, and I'm good enough to be here for you. So you know what? I figure, hi, G Teach. I'm really happy. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy to see Cuddle and Snarky and Dalish and DFG and everybody. And Nuke just subscribed. They've been subscribing for 5 months. Excellent indeed. That is fan-freaking-tastic. I saw that somebody said you were a little quiet, so I... Oh, let me...
I jacked up your volume, don't you worry.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm jacked up now.
Yes. Absolutely. We made sure. Thank you, Dalish, for keeping us honest there.
Yeah, thank you.
But yes, it is very good to see you again, man.
Yeah.
I definitely missed you these past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Very happy to have you here, that is for sure. Yeah. You already called out Nuke, right?
Yes, yeah, but we can call it Nuke again because Nuke always.
Yeah.
Nucleic Nurse is one of the most wonderful people in the team. Sanity. So there.
Fantastic. Couldn't have done it better myself, if I'm being honest. And yes, Snarky, sometimes you just need a good jack up.
Yeah.
We're starting off real strong today.
That's right. So strong.
Oh, shit. Also, hi, wife. Hi, thank you for stopping in. My lovely darling wife. Look at all these emotes. Yeah, I don't know what we're on today, but I want more of it so this can happen more.
Yes. It's just pure teacher coffee energy.
And the thing is, I don't even drink coffee. I can only imagine what I would be like on coffee, because I just naturally have like sort of this weird chaotic energy, and I can't even begin to like think like what would happen if somebody just injected me with like a standard cup of coffee. What would happen?
I'm worried for you.
Part of me doesn't want to know. The other part of me is just like, well, science is there for a reason. Maybe it's more of a contribution to the scientific community.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I think Mrs. Snarky's right. Maybe just get the zoomies like a cat. You just start running around a little bit. Do some laps. Well, it's a lap stream, so like, I don't. You're just jogging around your neighborhood doing laps and being like, yes, I'm teaching right now.
And then I just very casually faceplant when it runs out. When it just like casually stops working.
Yes. That's absolutely right. That's
Snarky, do it
right.
for the content.
Think of the content.
That would be very interesting. That would be very interesting TikTok. Be like a squirrel that goes and zoom in. Oh, so you're saying I would be like, what's his face from Over the Hedge? Well, whatever the hell that squirrel's name is. That just like you give him coffee and all of a sudden he's moving around like Quicksilver. Everybody else is like completely slow motion. He's just moving around like, oh, what's going on here? Just like casually moving around, but to everybody else it looks like he's just like gone, like practically invisible. They're moving so fast. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay. All right.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready, willing, or able, my love. I've seen the as DFG is saying here, warm embrace of bitter energy water. I like to call it hot bean juice.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I have already twerked on stream. I don't know if. Yeah, I twerked in there might be in Super Murgatroyd stream. They did I forget what it's called, Stream of Thrones, where they they hot bean juice might be too spicy for Twitch.
That's why you have cold bean juice as a
true. And yes, I twerked on stream without coffee.
Oh wow.
What happens when I do?
What happens when you push it that extra mile? I'll tell you what happens. One of the things that happens is that we, as streamers, as entertainers, as educators, we do what we can to get your attention, to foster that healthy community. Did you see the really awkward segue there? Because it just really just ka-chunked right in there.
That gasoline-powered segue.
Exactly. You just hear the transmission just kind of go.
Completely negating the point for a segue, which is supposed to be like electric. Anyway, before I get off on a complete other tangent. Holy shit. Also, Blue Cromwell's here. Hey, Blue.
Hey, Blue. So good to see you.
So great to see you. And yes, Cuddle, I'm aware that I did a handstand and twerked on camera. It's just, it's casual. It's casual. So, we are in fact going to be talking about fostering a healthy community today. And we're going to think about it in a variety of different ways here, because there's a lot to kind of talk about and potentially cover when it comes to a healthy community. We're going to narrow in just a little bit here, just a little bit, because we want to make sure that we kind of cover some of the areas that a lot of people worry about, because there is unfortunately a lot that has unfortunately gone on within the Twitch community for a little while now. And so I want to make sure that we get that opportunity to kind of clear everything in terms of all of that. Ooh, and Lesby coming in with the sub. Much appreciated.
Right, let's be honest. Thank you so much for the sub, 3-month sub. Look at that. Excellent. Just excellent.
So it vanished behind my behind the screen share. So I fixed it. Don't you worry. But I'm curious to hear both from you and from some of the people in chat here.
Yeah.
What does a healthy streaming community look like to you? Because the next slide has some of the things that I consider to be a healthy community for myself. But what are some things that that look healthy to you in terms of a streaming community?
Yeah, no, that's an excellent question. So as far as a healthy streaming community, one of the things that I tend to look for first is compassionate understanding. If I can say those two words together, that'd be great. The coffee is way too loud right now. But yeah, compassion and understanding are probably the biggest things. And I'm not just talking about your baseline civility, although that very much helps. It's a requirement. But I'm also talking about one of those sort of a setup where you aren't reduced into a commodity, neither your audience nor yourself. So there's a mutual respect or a reciprocal respect where folks understand that everyone has lives outside of content creation, that everyone has a body they need to take care of, a mind they need to take care of. And so when you have that mutual understanding that, you know, sometimes audience members who are pillars of your community might need to take care of other things, or perhaps the streamer has to do different things, or maybe even cancel stream, or maybe even, delegate streams, that to me, if people are reacting in a positive way to, say, the sort of ups and downs of life, that tells me that it's at least built on a foundation of respect as far as like a healthy streaming community, because I've seen it too often where, you know, it becomes too often a dance monkey dance kind of deal.
Yeah,
And,
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, not a big fan of that.
Exactly. Just doesn't work that way. And so like, yeah, I agree with all of that. That idea of like respect is a really big one that I really like, that you mentioned. That's always something that like I kind of teach to my students. Like for a lot of teachers, they expect like immediate respect.
Yeah.
And I don't always see that as the best way forward. I see it as respect for fosters mutual respect. You know, if we can respect one another, then that's what like a healthy level of respect looks like. Because if it's one person demanding respect but not providing it to the other, then it's just not going to work. And so having that mutual respect between that streamer viewer relationship is definitely very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people saying some really good stuff here. Yeah. You wanna throw one out here?
Yeah, sure. Mrs. Snarky says, folks talking, sharing, laughing, and being kind to one another. That again, that I see all of the hallmarks of good reciprocity there. Empathy and patience. Excellent.
Empathy. I love empathy. I'll tell you right now, like any stream that I go into, if people are laughing and they're laughing genuinely and not at the expense of like others in a hurtful way, then like I'm more willing to stick around.
Yeah, same. Joy, sharing joy, spreading joy is going to be something I look for in communities. However that's done, you know, as long as it's not necessarily breaching ethical values, I am all about it. You know, just being silly.
Oh, absolutely. Nuke saying here, inclusivity,
No.
inclusivity without compromising your values.
Yeah, that's a big one. So, and I'm really glad that Nuke tuned that language in the way that he did, because one thing that we can kind of get caught up in is doing this sort of blanket just complete and utter inclusivity, which is honestly like I promise I'm not trying to turn this into a philosophy stream. I really promise.
But that's okay. Like this is the time that like we're talking about the philosophy of what a healthy streaming community looks like to you. So that's okay. That's totally fine.
So when we're thinking about complete and 100% inclusivity, one of the things that can get in the way is when you start including audiences that aren't there in good faith, including audiences that aren't there to make your streaming community a healthy one. And if you don't apply a certain amount of principle, a certain amount of intention, a certain amount of care in your inclusivity, then you're going to end up imploding your community with inclusivity rather than fostering it. And so I'm really glad that Nuke like zeroed in on that language, because that was going to be a point that I was going to like try to gesture at later, and Nuke is just like, nope, got it.
Yeah. Nuke. Listen, Nuke is the smartest amongst us here. Like, dude knows. Dude's got a whole lot of wisdom, and so let's see here. There was another one here. So yeah, DFG. So this one is interesting. I literally had a guy show up in my chat and he said, "You think you're entertaining? Well, tell me a joke." Then said, "Tell me a joke," like 3 times after that. He got banned. Yeah. You know, so here would have been my response. You think you're entertaining? Well, tell me a joke. Tell me a joke. All right, the joke is you. Ban. Final word, and then there you go. Because like if that's what you go on Twitch to do, then you must lead a very sad life. And like I feel bad for people like that, because like you can only get joy from going and harassing people on Twitch. Like it's just sad. And more than anything.
There's better things to do with your time. And I'm sorry that happened to you, DFG.
Oh, absolutely.
But, that's one of those things that like, and it's a really good example of like what we're trying to like cultivate out, right? And I think it's a really nice bridge point to what Nuke was saying, right? Where you have, if you allow that kind of behavior and include it within your spirit of inclusivity and therefore compromising your values of community safety, that can be an issue, especially when it's a very odd, rhetorical game that a lot of sort of people who want to go onto Twitch to troll want to play. And I think that, you personally, you did the thing that, like, the most important thing, which is like, okay, bam, you're gone. Yeah. Because sometimes you do have to select that and, not have to tolerate, because you don't have to tolerate it, right?
No.
And I think that's kind of where, despite all the memes and everything that you see on TikTok or on Twitch, it's like, oh, my mods are so mean to me. It's more that your mods are there to help you as you're balancing 15,000 things while being on this platform. And when they're having cases like that where people are just trying to be, difficult or obstreperous, then this is where your mods can definitely come in. And I think that's really, really helpful. So
absolutely,
that's a great case. Thank you, DFG.
Absolutely. And Cuddle is also saying health community pokes light fun at one another and lets others in on the joke. That's a big one too, because if others aren't let in on it, they're gonna think like, oh, maybe they take it out of context.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like what's happening right now between Leslie Blue and Cuddle.
I was just gonna say right out of that.
Yeah.
No,
we're all in. We're all in on this joke. If you're not in on the joke, then somebody will come by with a pamphlet. They'll have a brochure and everying that fills you in on all of it.
Yeah. We are all free in love. It's okay. That's a joke. Yep, exactly.
Cheesy.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god.
She passes on all the I'm resigning.
So this is probably a really great example, where there are going to be, like, especially if you work with a common community, there's going to be jokes that are a little insider or a little that kind of thing. So one of the things that can happen is that you can invite people into the joke so that way they can sort of share in the moment. And there's two ways to look at it. You can look at it in sort of a mercenary way and go, oh, but look at this clip. But also you can share it in the more genuine way where it's like,
absolutely.
It's like, hey, now I get to invite people into the same joy. Yeah. So DFG, GT, what is DFG saying here about one of the toughest things?
Oh, so one of the toughest things about fostering a healthy community is being consistent. Yeah. I already know this is going to be great here. So if you wouldn't allow a random coming in and saying something, then you shouldn't allow a mod to do it either. Oftentimes random people feel out the vibe of a channel by seeing how the mods interact. So if your mods are toxic, that's an unfortunate lesson that many have to come to at one point, because a lot of the times mods start off as the people who are constantly coming on and maybe playing with you, or they're like, friends of yours in real life who are there more just to kind of like help moderate. And it can be tough if like that's not working and they're the ones causing a problem. It was kind of like kind of a good personal example. There was a kid who I grew up with through high school and even into college, and I came to find out as time went on, like he was somebody who I completely ended up removing from my life because he was such a toxic individual, but he was so good at being toxic that he managed to like kind of fool me for years. Yeah. And I hated that I bought into it for as long as I did, but it got to a point where people would ask, like, is he going to be there? If yes, then I'm not going to be there. And like,
why are we the same person? I don't get this.
Just put us through the cloning, like.
Right. Because literally I have the same story. Like it happened actually all my early days in Twitch, because this person used to be a mod and it was like, whoa. And then all of a sudden, the things started adding. I mean, you know how it goes. Like, you start putting together the picture and then it's like, oh. Yeah. And that's one of the things with a healthy streaming community, rather than creating what's called missing stare problems, which is to say, a problem that everyone is aware of and does nothing to solve or mitigate, but instead says, hey, just watch out for the missing stare.
Yeah.
Well, when you have a healthy streaming community, right, then you can sort of start to solve and mitigate those missing stair problems because the communication is open. And I think that's something that we need to, I think really solidify. And yes, DFG, I think we're all just the same person. There's a cloning facility somewhere near the re-education facility.
I actually think there's a door in the basement, in the Team Sanity basement. Right. You thought I wouldn't work it in. But I did cuddle. There's a cloning facility down there. It's a pretty expansive basement, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The actual house itself is more like one of those like little like he sheds or she sheds. It's a very small house. But then like when you get underneath, it's like a full labyrinth basement. Like
like an underground complex. There's elevators.
Oh, absolutely. My wife has kept me in the basement for years. Jeez.
Basements are comfy.
Yeah. For legal reasons, there's no basement or re-education
center.
Love it. But DFG here saying, not longer after I started on Twitch, I had to cut ties with a very close friend of several years because while others would playfully jab at me, they would be incredibly toxic and just mean in my chats to myself and other chatters. I cut that person out, banned them from my chat, and overnight, my chats got better. It's incredible to see like the changes that happen when somebody is removed from your life that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Yeah. But the unfortunate part is that those people are really good at making you like not fully see that picture until you're outside of it.
I just saw DFG's comment about we all have the same barren spots of facial hair. The next match will definitely have that bug worked out. And I'm like, you know what?
Mine. So they figured out my beard for that one, but then they fucked this up. They were just like, all right, we figured out the beard hair. It's not patch. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, we're gonna do how to fix your hair together. That's right. That's the next Academy stream.
God.
Oh my God.
Damn it.
But yes.
So. Anyway,
sorry.
But yes, in terms of a lot of you guys already said some of the things that I kind of have in terms of like a healthy streaming community. Everyone's loving, supporting, accepting of one another. The streamer and the viewers, the follow TOS, because that's a big deal. You know, I've had to ban people just because of the fact that like they rolled in and said like, oh, I'm in elementary school, and I'm like, ban, because I'm an 18 and older stream community.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's how it goes. The viewers respect and follow the rules provided in that streamer's channel. That's another big one, because if you can't, it's one thing to follow the terms of service, but that's the bare minimum. You also have to make sure you're following the rules that individual streamer has put out, because you might be able to do something in one channel but not be able to do it in another.
Exactly.
And so that's a really big one, especially that little notification that pops up every time you go to chat for the first time in a channel. Like that's it's kind of a big thing to actually read that. And then no slander of other streamers as well. That's a big one that I've banned people over before as well. My first ever ban, I was so uncomfortable doing it, but then after I did, I was like, oh, that kind of felt good. So now I'm like, now I'm just like, if anybody does anything that I'm not comfortable with, and that's how it should be. If somebody's doing something you're not comfortable with, give them a warning, and then if they continue, ban them. Or maybe even just like, it's not a warning. You just ban them. Like maybe that's like, it's okay to do that because it's your channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do what you can to cultivate your own safety, cultivate your audience's safety, and what have you. And DFG brings up a good point. I always say that my chat is not a democracy. There's no room to argue over the rules. My chat is my domain, and you can leave it or like it or leave it. I was just about to go into and ask you, Teach, because I have a whole spiel on this, and I want to see what your take is.
Oh, please.
How do you develop your chat rules? How did you come up with your rules, and what have you had to make any revisions as time has gone by?
So, yes, when I first came up with it, I thought of like, if I were sitting in a room, what would I want, like anybody who comes into that room to still make me feel like I am comfortable, what would I need in order for that to happen? And at first the list was fairly small, you know, it wasn't anything too crazy, you know, very much sticking with like, nothing involving like being, racist, homophobic, any of the other like phobics, like don't do any of that shit. I'm not having it in here. A lot less focused though on like myself as a person. It was more of just like this isn't okay to do to other people, because that's just how I operate on a general level. But then after a while, oh geez, putting me on the spot here. I'm blanking on.
It's okay.
I'm gonna open up because I want to go and look in my actual Twitch settings here, because I don't remember what else I had, because I just kind of added to it over time, but then I like forget like what the actual message is now.
I get that. If you like, I can sort of go into a little bit of the spiel while you look at that. Okay. It
didn't update the last time I put stuff in here, so I'm gonna have to change that myself anyway. So look at that.
Good catch.
Yeah. But the slander of other streamers is a big one, because like I'd have people come in and start slandering others. Like really one of the biggest issues I had at one point, where I was like, I was not kind with my banning of somebody. Like I was just like, you're immediately gone. Like I don't want you here. And it was because they were slandering a female streamer for being female.
Oh.
And I was just like, absolutely not. Get the hell out of my channel. I don't want you anywhere near it.
Correct. Yeah,
it pisses me off more than anything. Like somebody coming in and like saying like, oh, my channel's not doing well because there are women streaming. Like, like, not to mince words, but go fuck yourself. Get the hell out of my stream right now. That is it. You are gone. That is absolutely not.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And Snarky brings up a great point. There's no way you can possibly determine what can happen in the future that makes you or the others in your community uncomfortable. So you're gonna have to make changes over time. That's totally okay. And yeah, I think that's a really good mindset to approach. What I call chat ethics. Ethics has to be a responsive process. It's not just a static, pie in the sky kind of stone tablet deal.
Absolutely.
Ethics on the ground, you're going to have to make changes, tweaking, and that kind of thing. Dalish Magic Women stream. My goodness, who knew? But yeah, and DFG brings up, be respectful to one another. We're here for fun, not fights. Racism, sexism, and anti-LGBTQIA. Plus, community comments will result in a ban. Mods decision final. Eat more cheese. It's amazing. And you don't have to necessarily, be all super serial all the time about it. Putting in eat cheese. That's perfectly fine. And I think that's fun. One of the things, because I will admit, I was feeling a little froggy when I wrote my chat ethics. I was very much, I think I had just finished arguing with a couple of scholars over, I don't even remember.
Okay.
So it was like, I was still in that like mode. And so I'm like, I think my first line is sort of I put in a clause that said, look, we're not going to play the literalism game here. We're not going to play the formalism game here. All moderation is fully at the discretion of the moderators. In that sense, it is arbitrary, but these are people who I have invested trust in. So that way,
that.
We don't get rule hacking, which tends to annoy me.
Yeah.
And then we have like the purpose statement. These rules are not meant to police you all, but rather to create a self and welcome community. So my rule isn't just to wield power. Instead, it's to create this community that I think we can be. have conversations in good faith. Don't just start fights. So there's another common ground. Be careful about how you speak to others. There's enough hate out there. No need to bring it in here.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of the kinds of discussions and streams that I tend to have, this one is very indexed towards me, not necessarily generalizable unless you want to take it. I say debates is okay, but keep in mind, I am literally a published scholar in communication and argumentation. I've got to know the difference between a good debate and lying, okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's fantastic.
So, like, if you want to debate something with me, I'm all right with that, but just keep in mind,
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
No bigotry speech ever. Slurs will result in an auto ban. No harassment. I can take heat, but if you start bringing heat to people in the chat, you're done. And these rules are non-exhaustive and may be revised on a case-by-case basis.
Oh, yes.
So.
And then that little asterisk, I love it.
Yep.
We missed one from Cheesy earlier. The fave rule that was put in chat: families and friends have disagreements, but please be respectful to all. So that's a really good one too. I like that.
Yeah.
And the eat cheese rule. That's funny.
Yeah, and the thing is, I love that, Cheesy, because what you're making sure to build in is that it's not that chats need to be friction-free spaces. People are going to have friction. They're humans. It happens. But instead, there are productive ways to have frictional conversations, to have these sort of conflict conversations in ways that don't alienate everybody in the process. There's absolutely a way, right? And I like that you sort of emphasize that, because that's something that, hey, we can disagree about something and it's not going to be the end of the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's all good. And thank you so much, Tasha. I appreciate it. I'm on my way back. But yeah. And then Starkey has a good point here, right?
Yeah, talking to your mods, letting them know where you stand. I was very lucky because my two main moderators, one of them happens to be a buddy of mine that I met when I was 5 years old, playing our first year of baseball together. We were playing t-ball back then. And so we have known each other for the better part of 2 decades at this point. And so he knows exactly how I am. He also knows how to push my buttons, but in the sense of nothing that is hurtful. It is he knows how to work around it and whatnot. But then he also knows when somebody is doing something that they're not supposed to. And then my other main moderator is his wife, who I actually have known for most of their relationship as well, because they first started dating around the time that we all had the same lunch period together in high school. So
oh my God.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. So we've been a part of each other's lives for some time now. And so I was very, very lucky to have them around as moderators. You've probably seen them around a couple of times. Void Howler and Mystic Angel.
Nice.
Those are my main mods. And then of course one of my other mods is buddy of mine from late high school, early college, who is another one where he will protect you at all costs, but he also recently composed a song that had one of my most meme-worthy moments from stream. And
I love that.
Maybe I'll show that at the end if we have time, because
yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's funny, but that moment will never die.
The ever-living moment.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
But
yeah. Let's see. DFG, I was lucky as well because most of my current mods have been mods for me for the majority of the last 5 years on YouTube as well. So they know what I expect, but I don't tolerate that. Having clearly defined expectations, that's going to be really, 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 really key. And people you've known for a long time, Mrs. Snarky points out, do tend to have a better understanding for your preferences. Kind of intuitive, but easy to forget sometimes.
Yeah. And I will say that, good on you for working with YouTube for as long as you have, DFG. It is a lot of work. I've been doing a lot with YouTube lately. It is a lot of work. And like getting to monetization versus on Twitch like is a lot more of a process.
Yes.
So good on you. 5 years, that's a feat. And Snarky, your main mod is your husband, so
Yeah, right.
It's casual.
Yep. Tesha, I've been in Service for Drama is based on popularity. Oh, the good old popularity contest. Yep. If someone has more followers, pulling a member, they would kick that member out because losing the popular person in the server means that their community. Yeah.
I hate that. That's something else I might have to put in my rules, because that was like early on when I started doing stream reviews for the very first time. I had somebody comment on one of them saying like, "Why should we listen to you? You only have this many followers."
Oh my god.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Then you don't have to listen to it. Like, I don't know what you have to
want here. Like they don't make like a degree for this, you know. Like they do, but nothing that would be recognizable.
No.
So yeah, no, it's one, and you're right, Tesha. It makes it really difficult to want to be part of anything because of that part of sundering of community trust. And the thing is that losing, like excising or refusing to excise, so-called popular people because, you're afraid of losing audience or losing reputation or losing face. That's a calculus that, you always have to have in mind. What values am I compromising by doing this? And what values am I reinforcing or complicit in?
Yes.
And when we're thinking about dealing with that kind of problem, Tesha, it's really important to be extra super clear with yourself, as the streamer, to basically know what you want in your community. If your community values are going to be more aligned with this popular streamer versus the sort of bullied streamer, that's something that you need to be transparent with yourself about. And if you need to revise, definitely revise.
Yes.
That kind of thing. And I think that's it's a good wake-up call to sort of go, okay, what actually are my values? What actually are the community that I want? And what actually do I need for realizing that kind of thing?
Right. So, and that kind of goes back to last week when we were kind of talking a little bit more about leveling up your content and whatnot. You see how we do this? You see how we like build up upon previous stream?
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? It's almost like we do this for a living.
Yeah, I know, right? What is this, scaffolding? What are we doing?
Scaffolding. There's your SAT word of the day. But yeah, Tesha, I do understand it can sometimes be difficult to try and find like that place of belonging, and that can be rough. And yeah, as you're saying here, Twitch has its good and bads. That's been a learning curve of who do I want to build with versus who can help me faster with growth. Yes. I learned that lesson very early on from somebody who was trying to build up. It was essentially a follow for a follow community, but they were trying to market it as otherwise. And I, along with many others, fell for it. And while I did my best while I was there to help out a lot of people genuinely with basically what we're doing here, it was very much, they were just using it as like I was kind of being used to partially disguise that type of community there. And when I realized it, I stopped interacting with it as much, and then I was quietly kicked out of it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And so it kind of goes back to that whole idea, like you find the community that works best for you. And the best communities will also eventually find you as well.
Exactly.
And so
sometimes success isn't a lightning bolt, sometimes it's an avalanche, and that's okay.
Absolutely.
One snowflake at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know if I said hi, but hey, Bungus, what's going on, buddy?
Hello, Bungus.
Glad to have you here. So this is going to move into one of the main areas that I know a lot of people are really scared of and really want some guidance in and to be able to talk about, because these are killers to a safe and just generally good streaming community. Hate raids, spam, and follow bots.
Yep.
And so, for just a brief definition, because I have actually spoken with a number of individuals who didn't even know what a hate raid was, and I'm like, oh, you poor summer child.
Yeah.
You poor summer child. And so, like, when it comes to hate raids, spam, follow bots, these occur when a user or a fake account come into your stream to cause violations to Twitch TOS in order to harass or get you banned from the platform. The unfortunate part with a lot of these is that because of some loopholes in the Twitch TOS, it can cause a lot of unfortunate circumstances. Hate raids, for example, they come in, they start using a bunch of slurs and they spam them in chat, so like it's hard to keep up with them, and then they go and actually report those messages themselves, because in the Twitch TOS, you, the streamer, are responsible for your chat and moderating it, and so they basically do it so that like they try to spam it as much as they can to then report like, hey, they're using language that is not okay, and the streamer is allowing it. Boom, banned off the platform. And it's unfortunate because a lot of like hate rate spams, follow bots, many of them specifically target those within the alphabet mafia and with women.
Yeah, and especially I like where it's March now, but in February the hate raids came back because of Black History Month. And so you get a lot of targets along racial lines as well.
Yes.
And it's really,
I meant to put that in there. My apologies
sorry.
on that. I'm going to actually add that in real quick while you talk here.
Yeah, no problem. So one of the things too, and this is where it gets trickier and trickier because in a way you're kind of fighting like the world's most annoying Borg. So
yeah,
you have not just the overt reporting mechanisms, right? There's also, you probably heard this term in the news or, that kind of thing, the term of dog whistles. So the idea is that there's certain phrases or phraseologies where because of the way that they are said, they invite a certain kind of interpretation as sort of like almost like an inside joke, except the joke isn't a joke. It's instead a way to gesture at harmful evaluations about marginalized communities.
Yes.
Without actually saying the words. And, it can get really, really sort of a weird thicket to kind of keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
And so frequently there have been like stealth hate raids where I think a couple of friends got hit. Thankfully, we took it sort of nipped it in the bud here, but a couple of my friends got hit with these stealth hate raids where they were just flooded with these dog whistles. And at first people were like, well, what is that saying? And I'm like, oh shit, okay, nope, we are not doing this because I know exactly what's happening right here. No.
Oh jeez.
So yeah, it's tricky business. It can be very intimidating, and it's like, okay, what do I do about this?
Yes.
And thankfully later on, because I had a little sneak peek.
Naturally.
G-Teach put together a really nice suite of recommendations here. So
lots of tools for you, because there is unfortunately no for sure way to prevent any of these from occurring as of right now.
Yeah.
There are ways that people are trying to, but there's no like 100% successful way to do this. But before we move on to the variety of tools here, I want to make sure I catch up because there were a couple of people talking about follow for follow before getting into some of this stuff. So Snarky, a lot of people who are new to streaming fall for that kind of thing too often. Yeah, it's unfortunate because then it just ends up, it just helps the people all the way up at the top. And that's all that it does. It's a pyramid scheme, unfortunately. That tunnel vision can guide you in the wrong direction for sure. And Tesha saying follow for follow to me is just messy. Your channel is your brand. You don't want to trust the wrong people. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I unfortunately saw it as an actual community when it was just a follow for follow disguised as a community, and it sucked. That was when I came to that realization. It was a bit of hurt because I had very genuine conversations with some of these people, and I realized that it's been fake this whole time. And it sucks that was the case. But Tesha also saying about Discord servers. having issues with
Yeah.
this as well. That might be a completely separate thing because I don't know as many tools to prevent stuff like that in Discord. So I'd have to do a little bit more research on that because that is another big thing. Because Tester's saying that during their Twitch leather
Pride streamathon, yeah, no, it's such a weird thing. And Discord's moderation tools in some ways are more robust, in some ways much less robust. It's very strange.
Yeah.
So it's requires a lot more input on the server manager, server owner's side than Twitch necessarily. So there's a huge amount of suite of tools for Discord to sort of, monitor and that kind of thing. I mean, I'm hyper strict with my Discord, which I often, sometimes I'm like, Jeff, it's okay, you can let people know. Like, well, hold on, I gotta vet them.
Yeah.
So like, sometimes it could be a little bit weird, probably don't overcorrect like I do, but use your best judgment, and maybe in a future episode we can go through some Discord tools just generally, and we can include that.
I think that would be
that'd
be a good topic area to look at. And DFG, once again, giving fantastic advice.
Yeah.
If someone don't know comes in and asks you to say happy birthday to someone, chances are they're trying to get you to say something awful without realizing it. Yes.
Yeah.
I unfortunately had a student try to do that to somebody else in class. Try to say, like, they're just like, oh, say this first name, then say this last name, then say them together. And I immediately saw it, and I reamed them out for it. They got in serious trouble for it. I'm like, I'm not a moron. You better stop that right now. And they have not given me a problem in class ever since.
Good,
so sometimes you gotta you gotta scare people a little bit. Gotta put on that teacher voice.
Yep, exactly. I had a student ask me if I heard about Candace. Yep, exactly. I mean, this is the old what was it, Moe's Bar's Simpsons joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, exactly, Cuddle. We've been around the block a couple times.
Absolutely.
Oh Lord, but yeah.
It is unfortunate, Tessa, that Twitch is not responsible for this, and it's put on us for that.
Yeah, exactly. And DFG brings up part of it is that Twitch has put a lot of tools in the hands of creator, but these tools absolutely can be a double-edged sword. Auto mod, like an over-aggressive auto mod. Hoo boy, that can be a real obstruction sometimes. Verification steps increase safety tenfold, but they can also hurt the chances of gaining followers who just don't want to take the time to verify. It can be rough finding a good sweet spot with those tools, and that's absolutely right. There's not going to be a silver bullet here. That's not going to be just a magic thing that's going to solve everything. You're going to have to sort of make those decisions and judgment calls for yourself and for your community. And it helps to know who your community is, like as far as where they occupy, what positions they're in, and that kind of thing. You don't have to know every single thing about them. But if you notice that, like, hey, like I have a lot of disabled folks in my chat. I have a lot of just Alphabet Mafia folks in my chat. I have a lot of people who are otherwise the targets of these sorts of hate raids, and so I keep things a little bit more on lockdown. Not necessarily because I don't want to gain followers, but because I'm very much like, okay, folks need to know that they are in some kind of safe place here, and that means that I have to be a little bit more up and on the ball as far as moderation. So, I have totally slowed down my own growth by implementing all of those, because I am literally surrounded in my life and in my streaming life, completely surrounded by those in the Alphabet Mafia. I don't take the chances. If it means that it hurts my chances of people coming in here, then I don't want those people anyway. Yeah, exactly.
And even if you don't take the extra time to verify account, then those people are gonna have a tough time finding a place to go anyway. And chances are that those people who don't verify might have some other weird things going on as well. So, But so my question here, both to you and to chat, I want to see how many people have had experience with a hate raid, follow bot, or spam of any kind, and maybe even to give some examples of like what happened. I know for me personally, I've never gotten a hate raid before, but I got follow botted multiple times, and I've had spam pop up in chat. You know, want to buy followers, like that stupid thing. Yeah. But the follow bot was probably the worst one. And especially because of the case that it was like somebody who, like, we figured out the person who was responsible for it, and they had apparently follow botted somebody else, and then also reach out to that person to say, essentially that, hey, did this to help you out. Basically trying to catch them by saying like, I wanted them to say, oh, thank you for doing that. That was so nice of you to provide all these followers, because that's a TOS, that's against TOS. And so it, they try to like basically catch you red-handed in something that they perpetrated. And it sucked. It really did suck, and so we had to go through, and we had to ban I was like 500 or 1,000 people that added on to my follower list. And so we'll get to that in a little bit, but I'm curious to hear a little bit more.
Yeah.
What happened to you, if any of these?
Yeah. So back in the day, I might still bring this back. I keep threatening it. Back in the day, when I was, I think in the first 4 months of my Twitch career, I ran a critical thinking workshop on Twitch, which was called Argument Live. It was a whole big thing. And I already was pretty on high alert because, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, we're gonna get some jokers in here.
Yeah.
Here we go. And there were a couple of raids. I won't call them hate raids in the same way. But there were a couple of raids where they were very much just trolling parties, just kind of roving around. And one of the things that they weren't necessarily expecting was the sort of instant sort of latch on and shut down. Like the ones that were really egregious, they usually would just get banned, and then they were a couple of stragglers on to be like, no, I'm a good one. I'm like, all right, so what's your question? And then they get around their question, and their question is usually something very poorly formulated that's trying to get at a sort of negative or a harmful evaluation of a whole entire group. And I'm like, okay, that's cute. All right, bye. And you know, it was a very sort of targeted kind of old school hate raid in the sense of like back in the 4chan days and that kind of thing. And I personally have not been the sort of, I've gotten lots of follow bots. Like I've got lots of spams. I've gotten, I think the last follow bot I got gave me 300 followers. And I had to clean that out. But then after using Commander Root, that has basically stopped.
Yes,
especially with the block list.
One of my things that I have later on here. We've got a lot of stories
here. Whoa, okay, here we go.
And so Paul said that in terms of who has experienced it and who has not, the highest voted option was unfortunately yes too often. So Tesha here saying don't advertise at all anymore. Cool with not having an overwhelming Discord and or stream. Anything over 50 plus viewers makes me nervous. I can totally understand that. Cheesy here saying first ever stream was awesome. Got over 700 followers. Then I learned about bots. First stream? Oh, that's terrible. Jeez. Nuke got hate raid, botted, and a targeted hate raid.
Targeted hate raid.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
And then DFG, I've been hate rated several times on YouTube, and there were literally no tools in that platform other than slow-mo to fix. Ah, jeez.
Yeah.
DFG, never been hate rated on Twitch, but I have been followed about it a few times. It's annoying, and definitely verification cuts that down tremendously. Yes. Tasha's saying here, when we first did the international Twitch Leather Pride event, we had a lot of streamers who got hate rated. Then the bots went into their discords and spammed a lot of offensive messages. Ah, jeez.
Yeah.
I hate people sometimes. Snarky saying, yeah, the quote, I'm just asking questions.
Oh
yeah.
My God. That is like one of the #1 phrases as a philosophy professor where I'm like going,
Fanhammer.
Guys.
You're not, yeah, come on. Come on. Yeah, come on. And then Nuke saying in response to that, unfortunately, come what may, they want you to get upset. So it's usually keep it cool, tell them to fuck off, apologize to the community because these individuals hate to see others happy and go to work with the hammer. Absolutely.
That's right.
Cuddle saying Purple had a hate raid. What was amazing was the amount of support she got. It happened in the Discord too, and the Team Sanity crew and a bunch of others flooded to her stream and support her. Hell yeah. That is why I love this freaking team. Holy shit. Freaking love all you beautiful bastards out there.
Yes.
I love that.
Co-signed.
Yeah, and people weren't some people weren't even online, and that actually ended up helping in the long run. That's insane. I hate people, but like having genuine good come out of it, like hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
DFG. Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
So I was an atheist content creator on YouTube, and SP is probably laughing in his mind, and well, hello. Well, that community is super toxic, and I'm not. When I noticed a lot of transphobia making the run through the community, I remember that. Took strong stances and left. Good, excellent. See, I knew you were quality people, DFG. That started about 6 months of nothing but hate in your comments, lots of hate raids in your chat and likes. Yeah, I've been through it a lot. Yeah, and that can be a thing where you, especially if you're part of a community you suddenly discover that their values are not your own, and you take a stand against that community, it can be rough to sort of endure the retribution that kind of comes with breaking the sort of conformity there. And there are certain, like, it's going to depend from community to community what this is going to look like, because it's going to be internal community norms. And of course, just for a sort of boilerplate statement, we are not saying that this particular position writ large is going to guarantee that particular sort of transphobic angle. However, being familiar with the community that DFG is talking about on YouTube, I can say that definitely that was a foundational part of what was going on at the time. And so, yeah, this is something that to be aware of too when you're thinking about hate raids and preparations for that. If you are in communities that have a tendency to burn other people en masse, that might be a kind of a red flag.
Absolutely.
Maybe don't do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cheesy. That is an excellent question. How does one turn on/off verification? So I was pulling something up. So if you go to your stream manager, you'll see a variety of options inside of your creator dashboard. You'll see insights, community content, settings, etc. If you go to the settings drop-down menu and select moderation, and you just scroll through that menu there for moderation, everything will be right in there.
Yep, it will be right there. And
everything, and then some more, yes.
Yeah.
Bathed in Windex, these folks. Oh my goodness, that's great.
Oh my god.
But yeah, you do find out where people stand based on these. You may have lost a lot of friends, but if they are hateful people, they're no friends of mine. Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Consider
Stand up for your values.
Yeah, consider that situation growing pains of your own character. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. And DFG saying, oh yeah, I learned a lot from it, including how strong I was for continuing to hit go live, even knowing that I was going to get hate each time I did. It was a real commitment to myself and the community I was building. Hell yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I think that's a really nice point to put on a DFG, because what you're pointing out, and what Snark is also pointing out, and a lot of you are pointing out, is that sometimes, the best thing you can do for not only your community but also for yourself, is to sort of not let the bastards get you down, as it were. So like you press that go live button, you go, okay, let's go. I'm ready. Here we are.
Absolutely.
Now, that does not automatically mean that it's like if it gets too much.
Yeah,
you're like, we're not asking you to push through like a huge amount of abuse here, but at the same time, if you're in a space where you are mentally sort of in any space where you want to confront this and you want to sort of move forward, it can be really, really empowering, because then you know that this is a value of yours. You're transparent to yourself about this value, and then you go and execute it, and go for whatever you need to. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely. Have a BRB screen handy for those times. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Plus, making BRB screens is just fun. I always find it just fun.
Instead of a BRB screen, I use that time to show off my channel trailer.
Yeah, you get channel trailers. You can do promos. I'm still threatening my community in of course a loving way, where I once I get a huge amount of backload out, I want to make commercials for people that in the style of like old 80s commercials.
I love it.
And then like run those commercials as sort of this BRB slideshow, so that way people get
fantastic
targeted ads. So I still have to film them though.
I love that. Be like the old timey announcer from Legend of Korra, and in this corner, wow.
or like the old what was it? Tonight at 7, check out on TBN. This streamer is doing this, and blah 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 blah. And I think it would be a lot of fun, because I just have a fondness for old television bit. And DFG, we should talk. We should talk about that.
That would be fantastic.
It would be fun. It would be
fun. I would love to have a reel of all the streamers within this community and be able to run targeted ads as a BRB screen that just show off each person. I love that. That's fantastic. It's actually a really good idea. And also DFG, that is a great way to nip things in the bud real quick. And just you do a cursed video from memory hole. It's creepy enough to keep my viewers so entertained while I take care of bands. Fair enough.
Yep.
Third artifact.
Has an excellent hate rate commercial. Cool.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, no, I'm curious about it.
So we talked all about this, and you're probably wondering, how do I deal with this? Well, that's when you battle back with your own bot.
Yep.
A legal bot.
Yep.
And then some other fun management tools. I have to say legal, because it doesn't mean no, don't go send over bots on their channel. No,
right.
don't do that. That's just escalating the problem. No. So bots assist with automatically managing your stream and chat in order to create a safe and enjoyable environment. Can be used in a variety of different ways. I've got a couple of examples here that we can kind of take a look at for moderation. Legal bot, the next Pixar film. What does it actually sound like? What does it actually sound like?
Legal bot.
Jeez, it's funny. So the one that I use is it involves Streamlabs, because it's already what I have, and it's called Cloudbot.
Oh yeah.
And so if you have Streamlabs, you can automatically have that included, whether you are a free or a pro member. Doesn't really matter.
Is it tight?
Thanks. I think I need more liquid. We've got Moobot is another one. Oh, it's gonna log me in automatically to mine, I guess. I didn't want to show that. That's okay. I don't even use Moobot anymore, but it still remembers my login.
Well, it remembers you. Pepperidge Farms remembers, and so does Moobot.
Yes, Pepperidge Farm remembers. This one is used by a lot of people. Nightbot is a very, very popular one. And then this guy in particular, we love him. Sari. Saribot.
Yep, Saribot.
Saribot is specifically, like, it was specifically put into part for moderating anti-hate raids and anti-follow bots protections.
Yep.
And it's crazy to think that just like a random Twitch streamer just said like, all right, Twitch isn't doing anything. And so during that time frame, I think Saribot came out around the same time that they introduced a panic button in Streamlabs as well. Yep. And basically it was like a bunch of tools and a suite of tools that allow you to just kill everything where it stands. Yeah, Saribot is fantastic. Again, let's look at the about here. So Saribot, literally, this person just created it as their own personal stream bot and a bot for their friends to use.
Yeah.
Just did it for funsies.
Yeah.
And like so threw some stuff together, wanted to stop hate raids as they were happening without any user intervention. And so put all that together, the follow bots, put all that together, and they just did it for funsies. Initially, like they just made a bot and then they were just like, well, I see a problem, I'm gonna fix it. And now like I'm curious to see here how how am I not following them for starters? That is insane. It is crazy to think unless they don't stream, doesn't look like they really stream, they just have a Twitch account. Okay. But I was genuinely curious there because I thought that Saribot has a Twitch though. It looks like, oh, they're actually live.
Okay.
Okay. I was about to say a good bot. That's fantastic. Yep, and they've got all the information for that. That's fantastic. Looks like they've been live for 30 hours. Oh, so it looks like all they do is it just plays music while it's on here.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of nice. Nice to know. And look at that. Yeah, you go to the Saribot channel, type join in the chat, and then mod the bot on your channel.
Yeah, done.
That's fantastic. So all of these bots do pretty much the same exact thing. You're able to go in and you can add things in like different mini games. A lot of people add in games and stuff. I never really messed around with that as much because that wasn't really the vibe of my stream. But some people like run their entire stream totally by using like a just chatting screen with like different games that they play with the viewers and like bot games that are going on. You can automatically have it set up to filter out different issues. You can actually type in specific words that you don't want to include. Yep. Here's a great one to do that you should all go and do right now. Go and ban this phrase in your bot. Your home address.
Yep. Yep.
Go do it now.
Yep.
Because that can be a really bad thing. That's the reason why you might have seen certain streamers. Oh geez, what is it called when when you get swatted? Yeah.
Oh, swatted.
Yeah. They send SWAT to your house to like make it everybody think it's funny to see the the SWAT team roll in force and just like break down everything and just don't just ban that phrase entirely in your bot. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. Because even if they manage to like figure it out and guess it right and try to put it in chat, it won't show.
Yeah, exactly.
It won't show. And so variety of other tools that you can add in. Spam filters are really fun, so you can ban like the phrases like if you ban the phrase like by followers,
Yeah.
then it can stop those people from rolling in. I gotta really specifically highlight Commander Root here.
Yeah, because Commander Root to me there's so much.
The best tool on this list. Yeah. So if you have not used Commander Root before, first of all, what are you doing with your life? This is one of the best tools out there, and we'll post all the links as well. But we did post the actual the slides for today, so you should be able to go in. Everything is hyperlinked, so you can actually go and click on the links yourself. Oh, perfect. And so this is easily one of the best resources to have when you are getting follow botted or you get hate rated or anything, because what you're able to do is hold on, I'm going to quickly log in via Twitch. Give me one second.
It's okay. I'll go ahead and talk here. Commander Root is the reason why it's called root. Is a reference to a sort of computer science term. So when you're logged in as root on a Linux or Unix system, you're what's called a super user. That means you can do things to change the file system at a fundamental level. Now, the reason I bring that up is because with Commander Root, you can do basically a lot of really great pruning, but you do need to be cautious. Commander Root is a tool, and it's like a jigsaw, like a miter saw. Perhaps you need to take the proper measures to make sure you're not accidentally doing something you don't want to do. So there's a streamer friend of mine, Anonymous Guy, wonderful lady. She got hate rated multiple times. I think she got 10 hate raids in a day, and she followed about it on top of that. And so she's like, fuck, I'm going to go ahead and use Commander Root, but she was a little too quick. And what ended up happening is that she ended up removing every single one of her followers, and she had to start over. Now, thankfully, her community is super supportive, and she got right back up to where she was.
Right.
But keep in mind that Commander Root doesn't have the typical kinds of safeguards in the sense of like, letting you know exactly like, hey, by the way, this is what's going to happen. So just make sure to pay attention, read the instructions carefully, take your time. And I think that as long as you do that, Commander Root is by far the most powerful tool on this list, primarily because of what you can do. There's even like a backup VODs kind of thing with the Vault. And it's really, really useful. So yeah, definitely. I've used their block terms of block list manager. They have a whole I think 4 million accounts that are known to be bots or associated with hate raids. I just added that list in, and then went to town and let it run for about however long it took, which I think was an absurdly long time. I think it was like 18 hours or something.
So one of the options that you can go with here is block list manager, add new blocks, and one of them, it allows you to block known bot accounts.
Yep.
And when you do that, it'll start running through loading known. You can see right now, ones that I don't have blocked that it is currently blocking is 1.3 million different accounts that I do not currently have blocked that are known bot accounts. And it's running it right now. And so that right there, very powerful. It takes a little while. That's okay. I'll be all right if it doesn't quite. Yes, it is okay. I can authorize it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a little protective. It's
very protective. And so what it can do is it can go through, and this one is really powerful if you get follow botted. Because if you get follow botted, and so this is another big thing that we'll get to in just a moment here. what you can do is you can actually put in a date and time frame that this happened during. And so you can actually go and see like when it happens. So that way you can filter results that way and then remove all the followers that are listed within that time frame. Once again, make sure you apply the filters first. You don't want to accidentally remove all of you don't want to remove all of your followers by accident. That would suck. Yep. But Dalish, you're saying, I don't know if you had a minute to check out Mix It Up, but I was able to make a command for hate raids where if I type in HR, it sends a message about the situation, asking chat to be patient, turns it to where people have to follow me for half an hour before they can say anything, runs an ad, optional, just good if you want a quick breather while this is going down, yep, and clears chat all in the course of a few seconds. Yes. There's a couple of different ways that you can do that, but that is a very good option. Why don't I pull it up real quick? Mix It Up.
Yep.
Mix It Up bot.
Yeah, now keep in mind, Mix It Up bot is only going to work on Windows 8 and 10 systems. So if you're like me and run a Mac, you're going to have to find an alternate chat client.
There you go.
So, or if again you're like me and run a Mac on an Intel chipset, you could just go over to Boot Camp and you can install it on Boot Camp, and that'll be fine.
So this actually gets us into a bit of the conversation with what to do if any of this happens with all of these resources in mind. You have a friend who's a teacher for Mix It Up and works with a developer. That's fantastic. Nice. That's really cool. So basically what you're talking about here, Dalish, is a panic button, or an SOS button is sometimes referred to as. Basically, these are settings that come into play where you have everything get taken care of within a very timely fashion if you get hit with a hate raid, follow bot, or any of the issues that come along with it. And so you can do a couple of things with this. So in the event that you're hit with one of these problematic events, you want the following settings turned on: follower only chat, subscriber only chat, emote only chat. Run that 3-minute ad break, especially in a hate raid, because they're gonna hate the fact that like they came in to give you all this hate, now they can't do anything, and they're watching an ad giving you money.
Right.
And then another thing, like if you're worried about anything beyond that, turning off clips and raids before you until you get everything sorted out, because then you can make sure that everything is fully taken care of before anybody else tries to raid in. But then something else that I forgot to add here is also adding in a stream marker.
Yeah.
That way you can get an idea of when it happened. So that way you can go back and use that commander root tool that we just showed to remove all of those unwanted accounts, to block anybody who came in with that raid.
Yep.
And make sure to then immediately report the issue to Twitch.
Yep.
Do not wait. Do it ASAP. And that's because of the fact that if you wait and somebody who came in with the hate raid or the follow bot does it first, they usually take their time with that. They want to get enough proof to basically get you banned. If you report it to them, Twitch won't do anything. They'll just say like, all right, we received your report.
Yep.
But if you don't do that, then they come at you hard. And so when you put all of that together, then everything should be okay. And you can do that in a variety of different ways. The Mix It Up bot is a nice option. Panic button type thing. So what you were thinking about here, so what you can do is if you have a Stream Deck or something similar to it, even if you use like your phone or a tablet for that, which you can also do, you can hotkey it to have it happen. And you can set up what is called a, oh geez, I'm blanking on the term right now.
Macro?
No, it's when you set up like a series of commands all together.
Okay. Usually I usually call that a macro, but
oh, okay.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah. Hold Hold on.
So like,
I'll be able to tell you here in a sec.
Yeah.
What I refer to it as. Stream Deck. What is it right here? Multi-action. That's what I was thinking.
Multi-action. Yeah,
multi-action.
Yep.
So you set up a multi-action, and you have it set to like it'll go in order of how you set up the multi-action. And thankfully, since your Stream Deck will be, you can hook it up to your actual Twitch. You can have like all of those settings automatically roll in one after another. Super helpful, especially if you have Stream Deck. Especially if you have Stream Deck and you don't have an SOS button, then you should add one very quickly. Even if it's just like a folder, so that way you can kind of individually control it. If you don't like having like a multi-action setup, totally cool to have as well. Yeah. And hotkeys are fine too, Snarky. What's also nice, like one of the things that Streamlabs put into play when I was getting follow-botted a lot and hate raids were escalating, when Streamlabs added in that button, I would have a tab open at all times to have that ready to go. Because Streamlabs has like just a button sitting around, just kind of waiting to be used whenever you feel like it. And so very useful to have. But look at Dalish being so helpful.
Yeah. And for those of you who are on macOS and streaming and want something like Mix It Up, one thing that I've used in the past, besides Sari, but also just generally is I usually, because I'm sort of in the ecosystem, of course, I have a freaking iPhone and a freaking iPad because they've gotten all my money.
Naturally.
So basically, there are apps like OBS Blade, if you're using vanilla OBS, or even if you're using Streamlabs, there's an app on your phone, and you can actually trigger hotkeys using your phone or your tablet, so that way you don't necessarily have to do that. And they do support multi-action or macros. That way you can just sort of have that right built in. You're going to have to build the command yourself, and if you need help with that, of course, come on over to the Team Sanity TTV Discord.
I'm smooth.
So that is something that we can absolutely help with. And you can do that kind of thing. DFG, if you're on macOS and streaming, thank you. I am the Dark Souls first. Thank you. As a Souls fan, shit. I appreciate you. So yeah, absolutely.
Nuke, I adore you.
Yeah, Nuke is just such good people. Such good people.
Seen too many people get hurt. Not going to let it happen to people I care about with all my heart if I can help it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the right attitude to bring in. That's the right attitude.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this is just the beginning, of course. This is just sort of a place to get started, because again, it's just going to depend on your own experience. There are people who receive. I know I'm friends with a larger channel that received, I should say, about 20 hate raids per stream, and it was a lot. And then eventually they cleaned it up. They kind of got, all right, here are the steps and here we go.
Yep.
And then the hate raids started to die down until finally they just went, all right, you know what, this isn't even worth it anymore. And so like it's going to be something that you're going to have to tool to your individual use case, which is why, again, if you need to ask us questions on the Discord, we are absolutely here to answer that. DFG, I've streamed numerous times from my Mac, and my whole experience while doing so has been, God, when is my PC gonna be fixed? So real quick, I wanted to get this out. This is something I only recently learned on the macOS side of OBS, and this is not at all clear. Window capture, the window capture source on macOS OBS is not tracked great. There's something about the window manager between the actual Finder and what OBS is looking for, so it doesn't thread well.
Interesting.
So instead of using window capture in order to preserve frame rate, you actually want to use display capture. So you use display capture, and then you hold down the Option or Shift key, and then you crop in order to get what you need. So, yeah. And this is one of those things where, you know, it is very easy to forget that OBS is A, open source, and B, not out of alpha.
It's insane to think of how many people use it and instill that. But yeah, display capture is the only way that I'm able to play Destiny 2 on stream. Yeah. Because for whatever reason, Destiny and game capture or window capture, they don't agree. It's almost like they made the game on Mac only. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Bungie used to be a Mac-only company, believe it or not. Way back in the day. They were originally Mac OS was supposed to get Halo. I'm not even joking.
So many things are making sense here. So many things are making sense.
Yeah, like it was originally Mac-only title, and then Microsoft came in. Anyway, that's a whole other story. And like, absolutely, if you do have questions about Mac streaming, that is something that I do all the time. I can recommend both paid and free utilities. Especially for the pesky audio stuff, since audio output capture on Mac is a little bit of a nightmare, but there are ways around it, and there's a good free tool and there's a wonderful paid tool. So, all that being said, Nuke is bringing us back on point. There needs to be a company for streamers that will test their security, like InfoSec have security testers, but for streamers, they simulate a hate raid. And use it as an educational experience in a safe environment. Yeah, I would actually. That is absolutely a wonderful market right there that you just described.
That is fantastic. Yeah, so because of the fact that I teach STEM, one of the units that we cover is cybersecurity.
Oh, nice.
And so they actually like build their own miniature computers. They're called Raspberry Pi devices.
Oh yeah.
And they build it and they set up their own. They set up their very own computer, like private computer network, and send encrypted messages between one another. And so maybe I'm just training some future individuals to hire for said project, Nuke.
I mean, Raspberry Pi work, it's so much fun. I love working with Raspberry Pis. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. That's really cool that you do that. I didn't even know that.
No. Yep. I get to teach STEM, like basically this stuff, but with younger kids.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. You know, right now they're wrapping up a mobile development unit, and right now they're working on including augmented reality in an app.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
You use a wow. Try again. I use a Ras Pi for my IRL rig. That is fantastic. Nice. Those things are really cool. I gotta say.
They are.
I didn't even know they existed until I started teaching with them. I learned very quickly how they operate, but like it's pretty cool. They got to build their own miniature computers. It was great.
Yeah, they're really great for like if you have like single purpose computing needs. They're really awesome. I've used those for emulation purposes to sort of emulate workspaces and that kind of thing in a safe environment. And it's just been, I find them supremely useful. I use Raspberry Pi for dessert. And Cuddles wanted to know if we want to do any stream reviews.
What are you feeling? I think we have some time for that.
Yeah, we have some time.
We could totally have some time for that. And then, who knows, maybe if we're lucky, I know people a little earlier on wanted some G-Teach memes.
Yeah.
I'll throw in a meme for you.
Time for the reviews, stay for the meme.
Yeah. Yes, all the memes. I thought it was snarky. It was definitely snarky. I will. I'll pull up some of those memes there real quick. But in the meantime, who is on our docket for?
Looks like Dalish is on the docket.
Dalish? I thought we already reviewed Dalish.
Do not know.
Well, we're gonna do it right now.
Oh, that was more to tell the homies. Oh, okay.
Well, okay. I was about to say you didn't want to. Okay, that's fine.
Gotcha. Cool.
Cool. No doubt.
Can be, I guess.
I guess. All right, whatever. It's casual. All right, I gotta find. Okay, so it was.
Oh, Snarky.
Snarky wants a review. I think we can make that happen. Oh, look at all these clips. Apparently, it doesn't like when I search by category.
Oh, damn.
All right, so we'll definitely do some snarky stuff. Oh, I found the clip. Okay. Yep, I'll have that ready to go there.
Okay.
If it tells you anything, in terms of in terms of what clip you are going to see, my moderator who clipped it and was also one of the people causing this to occur, named it "Local Streamer Loses His Shit." That's what we're going to be getting into here in a little while, so just prepare yourself for that.
That's good.
But yeah, you don't have to worry. You don't have to join. It's all good. It's less of a review in the sense of like, oh, this is a great account, like,
yeah, we're more encouraging.
or like, oh, you're a terrible account. Like, no. What we go in to do is we go in to basically see like, hey, how's everything set up? Do you have everything you need there? What are some things that you could potentially add, et cetera, like that type of stuff. Yeah. I'm awful. It's fine. Stop it. I will come over there and smack you with love. Just shut up.
You've heard of Love Shack. Now here's Love Smack.
Love.
That's a different stream. Never mind. Anyway, let me escape that one.
That's funny. I don't care what anybody says. All right, so we've got Snarkies, and yeah, this is ongoing. If you go to fix something you want to be looked at after, it's totally cool. Absolutely. Only if you bring Mrs. G with you to the party. I mean, I can make that happen. But yes, logo. Love the logo. Oh, and my wife just walked in. Of course she did. Why are we smacking people with love? Because people are snacking people with love. What is happening right now? We're smacking people with love to make sure that they're being kind to themselves.
Yep.
Okay. So, looking generally speaking, yes, love the logo. Very personable. Well, I do like this backdrop here. I wouldn't mind it getting cleaned up a little bit in terms of the picture quality. And this was something that I think Dalish was having an issue with at one point. And we figured out that best way to kind of fix it, because there is a very specific way to fix this. Yep. I just want to confirm what the actual dimensions are for it. The dimensions for your background image are 1200 by 480. And if you go with that file size, it's gonna end up being a little pixelated when it's on a big computer screen. And so if you actually take it and you double the image size, so you make it, instead of 1200, you make it 2400, and instead of 480, I'm gonna slowly do the math here because I'm really bad at math and I don't actually know what 480 times 2 is. 960. So 2400 by 960 as your image size. Instead, it will remove any issues that you have in terms of a slightly pixelated background.
Yep. When in doubt, boost that DPI.
Abso-freaking-lutely. That's the way to go. It was something that Dalish did, and it completely fixed it.
Yep.
You got all your VODs here, all of them saved and whatnot, which we love. Playing lots of Halo Infinite, even better. Big fan of that. Very interesting collection of games that you have here. Stardew Valley, Sims, and Halo.
Yeah, that's
maybe you would get along very well with my wife. Because we played through Halo together before, but she is definitely more of like the Sims and the Animal Crossing type of player.
Yeah, exactly.
But already, like, your categories kind of give me a little idea of like what type of streamer you are, which is nice to have. Looking at your about section here, ooh, you got lots of information in your bio here, and you repeat some of that information down below here as well. Oh, we love it.
Love to see it.
Links are all good. Oh, and your panels match your freaking background. Whew. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Excellent.
And also that sidebar, the same colors, everything else matches.
Yeah, you got that color harmony.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that you've flagged what to expect as far as community expectations with your Discord, right? You know, basically saying, you know, yeah, you're gonna have memes and animal pics, but you know, there's probably gonna be some NSFW jokes. There's gonna be some art sharing, and of course, the no racism, homophobia, misogyny, transphobia, or ableism will be tolerated. Perfect.
Excellent.
And yeah, no, I see you're also advertising Redbubble here. Is the link to Redbubble? I'm hovering and I'm not finding it.
The snarky art?
Yeah, under snarky
it's snarky art. Yep, it links right to the Redbubble.
Okay, good.
So
good,
it does in
okay.
fact work.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
And merch link works. Discord link is all good. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter all have that as well. And they're linked right up here as well. I'm just going to go and casually make sure. I had a feeling I already followed you on most of these, but I want to make sure that I've got you on all of these just in case.
Yeah.
Got you on YouTube already. I think I got. So I followed you on everything except for Twitch, which is where I found all the links. I forgot to do that. That is on me, and that is my bad on that one. But overall, this page is looking great. Anything else to add?
As far as the about page is concerned, I like the countdown. The countdown is useful, and I can also appreciate a lot of the sort of upfront warnings on, like, you know, if you want to follow me on TikTok or Twitter, it's, you know, where you're going to get a little bit more spicy with the takes, and I appreciate that. That's useful for an audience who is like, hey, you know, I do want to engage this content, or I don't want to engage this content right now, but I'm maybe engaged in the future. So like offering people is really useful. I also noticed the schedule is filled out. So that is something.
We love it. We love it. We're here for it.
What's really funny, so I want to come clean. A lot of my own Twitch page is a mess. So like, I'm very much in the position of don't do what Donnie Don't Here does.
Yeah.
So like, you are absolutely on point here, Snarky. And I'm happy to see all of this. And videos and clips look well. Yep,
everything's looking good. You got a couple of clips that can be shown, because people love to have a clip play when you roll in and raid them. And you've got lots. Lots. Excellent. Everything looking great there. Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Not me about to cry. Yeah, no. You don't need to cry. You've done lots and lots of work here to make this look great. Really, I think the only area that you can potentially work on is just upping the quality of this, and that all you have to do for that is just double the file size.
Yep.
And it should be good. Tell them when you're for stream. Oh.
A month ago. This is 1 month. Yeah, no, you are
Stop.
You are good. You are good.
Stop.
I've been
streaming only a month.
I have been streaming for about a year and a half, and I got lazy with my Twitch page. Let me just be real. So, like, you are doing so good. You are doing.
Oh my!
Almost no good, but yeah, you were doing so good for real.
That is fantastic. Sorry, I'm hiding the screen while it shows an ad, couple of ads, because I do want to see what the overlay looks like. Because that was one thing we didn't quite look at, but of course it hit me with a few ads here. All right, perfect. Ooh, okay, all right. Still, once again, matching your theme. Oh, and it does move. Oh.
Yeah, good. It does.
And it matches the theme.
Good,
oh, and that's the chat box right over there. Excellent. I was about to say, like, what is that box right there? Nope, that's the chat box, and you got all your links and everything. Let's see, what does it look like when we get to... Okay, all right, all right. Got your overlay going here and everything. I wanna pause the music here. I'm always genuinely curious. I'm trying to listen here. Out of curiosity, Snarky, do you play music in the background while you are like in your just chatting screen? Because I don't hear anything. The mic is up? Usually yes. Okay. Then no comments on that. That's more of like a personal flavor. I know that, like, since a lot of people like to listen in on streams rather than like just purely like watching it, they oh, that's okay, Snarky. No worries. No worries. Yeah. But yeah, personally, I like going into streams where it has the like a little bit of music in the background, because it's nice to be able to listen to things. But especially with these types of games, like typically it's like totally okay to have no music playing, because sometimes they'll actually go and add in like there'll be music playing within the game that's really calming.
Yeah.
But exactly. Yeah, I very much enjoy having music in the background.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the only guidance I have as far as overlay is just checking in to make sure that intentional choices are being made with presentation of content. So I frequently, because I play a lot of different kinds of games that put health bars and inventories and players and that kind of thing in different sections of the frame, I often have to move and create scenes that are almost game specific. That way I can get my camera and my overlay elements to not be obstructive, but at the same time present the game content in a large enough way. That way people can still follow along.
Cuddle beat you to it. She said that in chat as well.
Yep, exactly. So, and that's something that you can reflect and play with. So this isn't necessarily any kind of, game breaker or anything like that.
Oh, absolutely. Like even my camera has moved so much over time. And I used to have like different backgrounds as well. Like if we were to go back and look at some of my old streams, which we could if we wanted to, they were rough. That way you can see like wasn't always sunshines and rainbows coming out my ass. Like
a lot of the reason why we're even able to talk about this is because we've made these mistakes. Also, Cheesy,
absolutely.
Have a lovely day. Thank you for stopping in, and we're glad to be of help. But yeah, I think that's probably the next thing to focus on is just playing around with different kinds of overlay elements, especially if you're playing Stardew more frequently. Then sort of play around with where you want to put your camera. If you want your inventory to be sort of obscured, which sometimes that's perfectly fine too. Like sometimes it's a trade-off. And so I think that's the only guidance I have to give there. Yeah,
You could, I think, especially with this particular game, since your inventory is right underneath where the where all the social callouts are, maybe investing in a like a social callout scroller might be useful. That's one of my favorite recent investments, and I say recent to say like don't stress over it too much about this, because I recently added in something like this where it basically just cycles through all the different stuff. And so GT, did you see my first stream clip versus my latest stream clip that you posted on Twitter? Oh dear, no, I didn't. Should that be something that we look at as well? We might have to look at that. We'll have a nice little memes roll out at the very end. Snarky, if you remind me of that in Discord, I might be able to actually post a couple of things for you, because there is a resource that I use to make mine. And also, don't rule out Canva again, because I use Canva to make mine. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
It's a really good tool. And to speak to what Fish is talking about too, about the glare. So as you can sometimes notice, if I look over here towards my ring light, you can see the glare in my iris here. But one of the things for glasses users who don't want a huge amount of glare is to angle the light up, and then, well, not up like towards the ceiling, but angle it down and having it above you, but also like a side wash. All right. So like basically if my hands are the lights, then you
my two ring lights are here and here.
Exactly. So that you can have the sort of cross thing, and that's basically how you. This can be now. This is something that's going to be constrained by physical space. As a person who's in a non-optimal streaming space,
right?
There's so much I can do. So one of the things that you just sort of have to have a trade-off is if you're the kind of person who gets driven nuts by the glare, then as long as you are able to, you can stream with. Without glasses, but if you're like me and I'm quite blind without my glasses, then I got to keep these on, and any glare is like, you know what, it's an acceptable cost.
Yeah, I'm always streaming at night, and so like lights are gonna obviously be an issue, and I'm not gonna want to have my contacts in, so I learned very early on that I needed to have light in the right spots. If you look at some of my earlier stream, I didn't have lighting setups at all. It didn't look great.
Yeah. I mean, someday I'm gonna get this room organized. I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks, and then I will return to an actually good green screen sort of thing, and that will be good. That will be nice. But generally, what you want is, as far as lighting setups, and again, there's so many constraints to this. There's physical space. There's all. So this isn't like, you need to do this, otherwise you won't be as successful. No.
Suggestions. You could take our suggestions and just like throw them right out the window, and you would still already have accomplished way more in your first month than most streamers do in their first year.
Correct.
So,
yeah, like having multi-light setups, especially if you can get it sort of diagonal fill. There's a whole lighting chart, and if I can dig it out of my old theater textbooks, I'll post it on the Discord, so that way folks can get an idea of what subject lighting, of what a key light is, what a fill light is, and things like that. More useful than me trying to explain it. I saw Tesha also lined up for a stream review. Do we have time for one more?
Oh, we totally have time for one more. Was it Tesha or was it somebody else? Maybe Cuddle can shed some light. And DFG, that is yes, Tesha. Excellent. All right, awesome. Yeah, and I can understand like the current setup. It's hard to change because you share a setup. Totally fine. That's totally fine. Obviously, constraints within what you're able to work with at the current moment in time is obviously going to be first and utmost priority.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Tesha. I'm pronouncing that right? It's not like Tisha, or is it Tesha? Like, I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly here. So, Full disclaimer: your stuff is chaotic and minimal.
Okay, that's right.
That's okay. It's a vibe. That's a vibe that you can roll in with here. I mean, earlier you probably saw that like during the actual stream that we were doing, I took one look at your page and immediately followed once I saw it. So like if that gives you any sort of anything here, there you go. So already you're off to a phenomenal start here.
You're good.
You're kind of dense. That's okay. All right, let's go. Let's go take a look here. So, homepage. Lot of interesting games that you play here.
Yeah,
a little more like on the indie scene, which I am huge fan of.
Yeah.
Huge fan of. Star Trek Online, always something that like intrigued me, but I never got into. Dead by Daylight, Phasmophobia, like excellent.
Purgatory, which is a lot of fun. The Purgatory.
Purgatory. I don't know if I've heard of that one, but I see
it's an indie game. It's really cute.
I see a cat, and so I'm immediately interested. I freaking love cats. Are you a big cat person? Because like I feel like I feel like we're vibing as being cat people here.
Yep.
You love cats? Hell yes. Maybe, oh man, I haven't had a singular cat visit me this stream. There's usually at least one. I've got 3 cats, and so they're all cute as hell, and they all love interrupting streams. And so I'm genuinely surprised, but Purgatory, I'm gonna have to check that out as well. Yeah. And you play SEO for nostalgia? Hell yeah. We love playing games for nostalgia. I mean, like, early on in my streaming days, I got my my capture card and I started streaming Super Mario 64. Like,
yeah.
Freaking love that game.
Eventually, I'm gonna go back into Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I already know this about myself. It's just I've been playing that game religiously since 1998. So it's but yeah, taking a look at the about page. So we have a brief one-liner here. Good.
King, brother, musician, variety streamer. Wow, that really describes like, and then like also the about me. The about me is interesting because you included a lot of about me stuff in here that a lot of people typically include outside of their about me section. Like a lot of people will have like their PC specs as like a separate thing. Their games in rotation they'd have as a separate thing. 98 was a great year for games. Absolutely.
Really
absolutely. I played the shit out of my Nintendo 64. I freaking love that game. I might have to restream that again soon.
Yeah.
I might have to stream that again soon. Though I sometimes just return to that game. There's a couple games I do that with.
I get that.
Look at what you're doing, Tasha. You're just making us get all nostalgic as well. So like, minimal does not mean bad, and
exactly.
We might have come off as like thinking that here, but I think really the only other thing I might recommend throwing in here, because you already have like your links up here, you don't have to have them in more than one spot. Maybe just including like the rules of chat.
Yeah, like some chat ethics kind of stuff.
And other than that, like you don't need anything else. So it's got everything you need. I'm gonna go quickly follow you on Twitter real quick. Excuse me. Thank you. Jeez.
I like the fact that you put also games completed on stream and what's coming up.
Yeah.
The coming up part can be a really flag to your community that, hey, these are games I'm looking to play on the horizon, and you're not like again here who's just like, yeah, we're just randomly gonna play this game on itch that I just found. You know, you're actually giving people a heads up, which can be really useful when you're for a streamer, because that allows people to look up like things like trigger warnings and content warnings and things like that. That's actually really move.
That's actually a very good call. Also, I'm gonna have to come by when you start playing the Batman games.
Oh yeah, the Arkham.
Because I love the Arkham games, and if you haven't played them before, then I want to see you play it for the first time, because that sounds phenomenal.
Oh, I love you, Colonel Sanders. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one where it kind of somewhat looks like Markiplier, right?
It's the KFC dating sim.
Yes. That's so funny.
It's bonkers.
Oh, you got them on PS3? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so you've dabbled before. This will be just a replay through. I'm loving it. Oh, and you're playing that while eating chicken.
From KFC.
That's great. I love everything about that. All right, let's see. Schedule.
Yep, we got a schedule here. Saturdays.
So it doesn't have a schedule set up. So that might be something to add in. If there's scheduled days that you play on, maybe add in a schedule. But if there isn't and you just kind of wing it, might also be something to throw into the about section that just like, I play when I want. Just watch out. Yep. Embrace the chaos. Just let them know, like, be upfront about it and just say, like, embrace the chaos. I stream when I want. There is no schedule. Good luck. Because for me, I'm just like, oh, actually, that's kind of, I'd have fun with that.
Yeah, exactly. Do all sorts of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Usually update Twitter and Discord and people come, yeah, okay.
Excellent.
So if you already have places you already update, then
yeah.
You know.
That's fine. That's totally cool. And especially because I know that you said that, like, you also like to keep a lower profile as well. So that's totally fine. That means that, like, maybe having a schedule is something that you don't want because it keeps that lower profile. So having that little background information really helps there. You got a couple of clips here. It looks like you got enough to kind of have a variety. That way, like, if you raid somebody, they can show them and everything, which is great. Oh yes, the background image. It's a blurred image for all your accounts. Okay.
It's an aesthetic choice. Okay.
It's an aesthetic choice. Okay, perfect.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, the purple is very nice. I'm very curious here. I want to roll in and take a look and see what the overlay looks like. So let's just see here real quick. This video is only available. So, oh, never mind then.
I'm a subscriber. So,
you are?
Oh wait, what? Hold on. Okay. No, it's good to check this kind of thing. It's good to check this kind of thing.
It's all good. You didn't want that? Oh, okay. No worries. Well, hey, you know what? If for anything, it helped you with that. Here, real quick then, I'm gonna bring us back to this. I really have to pee. You talk to them for just a hot second because I have to pee.
Okay. You meant that's for so do you want us to not want to hold off on looking at your actual video then? Is that going to be more helpful there? I just want to make sure I'm understanding you right, Tasha. Okay. Got you. But yeah, so one of the things that frequently the reason why we mentioned like intention, right, is that one of the things that can kind of be tricky to navigate, especially when you are navigating streaming in like the first 5 years, right, is being intentional with what you want to do. And the obvious thing that everyone tells you to do is, grow. And because it's a big reason why we're talking about fostering a healthy community today and doing this sort of stream review stuff, is that picture is going to look different from person to person to person to person, right? And so basically when we're thinking about intentionality and how it dovetails with how you run your stream, how you run your overlay, how you run your account, how you run your chat, it's not like, there's going to be, here's the 10 best ways to, increase your follower count. That's not necessarily a thing that we're trying to sell here. Dalish. Okay. So Dalish has got you on turning off how to do that. Okay. Excellent. I'm just going to keep yammering a little bit.
I'm good. I'm back now.
Excellent. Dalish is helping turn the subscriber thing off at the moment.
Perfect. Awesome.
But one of the things that we're very much into is the realization of whatever your intention is in your stream. So it might not be that exponential growth is really what you want. I mean, I'm very cautious of exponential growth, like very, very, very cautious, and a lot of that has to do with and Tesha and I. So Tesha and I have been like following each other for a little bit, and both of us come from professional musician backgrounds, as well as everything else. And so when there's a certain kind of caution that you get when you're playing on stage a lot, and it means that exponential growth kind of makes you a little bit nervous. And so the reason why, you know, I haven't like push is mainly because of that kind of thing, and like kind of keeping your nose to the grindstone and not necessarily doing all of the things that, you know, always foster growth, but instead foster community. And it's a very different kind of intention. So yeah.
I have come to a point, like, I 1000% agree. I've come to a point where anybody who says I got to get back on the grind, like, that's a red flag for me.
Oh yeah.
Like, because like it shouldn't be like the grind. Like, no, just do your thing. Yeah, quality over quantity. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I learned that the hard way as well, because I used to stream 6 days a week.
Ooh, the 6-day grind. Ooh.
Yeah. But I also kind of did that, like, less for the grind, because like I didn't stream for very long periods of time when I did that. Like, I'd stream for like, you know, about 2 hours. But part of it's available now. Perfect. It got to a point where it was too much, but I'd also done it because I needed some creative outlet in my life, and at that point in time when I started getting really serious into it, I didn't have the ability to really do anything creative or really enjoy life, which is unfortunate. And so like that was my outlet, and it got to be too much at one point. But at that point in time, the 6 days a week was actually kind of a saving grace at that point in time. And it wasn't necessarily for the grind. But when I started hearing that, I'm like, oh, maybe I need to take a step back a little bit. Because I kind of hated that from the start.
I get that. I really, really, really get that. So,
all right.
Yeah. No.
Everything is now functional, so we can go and take a look here. Consistent theme here. Oh, portions of the audio have been muted.
Yeah.
As it appears to contain. Oh, jeez. I hate when that happens, because sometimes it's not even actually stuff like that.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm digging the sort of the lo-fi wave kind of deal here, where you just have like, it'll mute. Yep, I have that same problem, Tesha. You know,
that's so stupid.
Music I literally created, and it's just like, oh yeah, no, that's a copyright strike. I'm like, I composed that.
Oh, I love this starting screen.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I like that everything is very on brand, you know, and having this sort of low-key, lo-fi kind of, almost like John Waters meets Max. There's Max Headroom. So like, so yeah, like I'm digging that. It kind of brings me back to the sort of old pirate programming of the 90s, and I'm really digging that quite a bit.
I love this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I actually love this. Like the vibes already rolling in here are immaculate. Like, you do an excellent job of creating the vibes right off the get-go.
Yeah, you're not. This isn't cringe. This is a very different thing than cringe. This is a very different thing.
Like,
This is a very cultivated, intentional aesthetic that goes along with a very particular time that I remember back in the early 90s that I enjoy. So it's very creative. I love it.
This is super creative. I
So,
I am dying. This is phenomenal. Oh my goodness. I whenever you stream next, I am here for it. Like, oh my goodness. Entertaining is an understatement. This is fantastic.
yeah. See, Tasha, you're good. You're good.
Oh, I love this.
Looking at the game overlay, you're keeping it simple again, keeping it minimal.
Yeah.
You know, I think the only thing I would probably recommend, and you catch it as you're playing, because I notice you move your camera around as I zoom around in the time. But like, you know, make sure like the only guidance I have to give there is make sure that you're making intentional choices about your camera size versus the screen elements, right? And I think you are. Like, I think you are. And I think that's something that, you know, as you're navigating that, you know, basically echoing what I was telling this to Snarky, where it's like, as long as you are choosing that particular aesthetic and that it's not blocking any crucial plot elements or anything like that, you should be good.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah. And Tesha, you don't have to make any excuses. This is already one of the greatest like vibes for a stream I have seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like, also, I love everything about this.
Like, this gray hair should have been a dead ass giveaway.
Exactly. But, like, and then we have the just chatting overlay, which is good.
It's something that
fan freaking tastic. There's sorry, yes, Cuddle. I'm broken a little bit just because I thoroughly enjoy the vibes here. And also, yes, you are very gorgeous. Please be careful. My wife is also on the internet, and Lesby is already turning her. Like, it's not. I just can't. Like, I can't compete. Really. So, Lesby, you're stealing my wife. You're stealing my wife, or you already stole my wife. Let's be real here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like a lot of people just kind of hang, you know, be punny and like,
I love it.
Like I've played with Tesha with Golf with Friends before, and like Tesha's part of my little community. And, like, yeah, like I am really impressed with what you got here, Tesha. I always have been, but I'm really glad to see these sorts of aesthetic elements come together. I remember we were talking about it a little bit, and I enjoy seeing you sort of continue to grow in that way, because I think the kind of growth in aesthetic is going to end up being more rewarding than the number growth. I mean, number growth, of course, is going to be, you know, part of the story, but I think growing in your aesthetic is going to do more for you than watching a number tick up.
Absolutely. So. Like when, like I just said, like having just found this now, I'm hooked. I am ready for the next stream. Like, that was fantastic. And also, Cuddle, you're coming to terms with your gray. Well, at least you have hair to gray.
Nope. It's okay. I also have a huge amount of hair. So.
But it's chrome dome.
Oh man. But yeah, no, great work, Tesha. I can't wait to see what comes next.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting us do this, Tesha, because now I am ready. I am very much ready. That was that gave me some pure serotonin going on there. So just thank you so much. Channel trailer review? Oh, hell yeah. Let's make it happen. I will totally I'm genuinely curious. I'm very, very curious here. Okay, here it is. Let's make sure. Okay, everything looks good. Let me make sure it doesn't play an ad. Okay, we're good. Okay. All right. Let's full screen this bitch.
Yep.
It's your current fave. Okay.
welcome to Tesha's intro clip. This is the intro clip.
The three amigos. Wait, is that the three amigos?
She's fine too.
Oh my god.
Sometimes that music.
Currently working on trying to put out my first ever EP. It's really scary. So, that's the solo by Uma Thurman. We are Klingon. Dun, 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 dun. Yo, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Ho! Oh!
Perfect. Mortuary assistant. Yep.
I love this. Can't see me, lol.
Perfect. Perfect.
No,
No notes.
no, it's just pure serotonin. That is what everything on your channel is. Pure serotonin. I'm just happy now. Thank you. Just thank you. Like, hey, I'm weird, and if you're here, this is what you get. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm here for it. That's all I can say. I am 1000% here for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, purple would be a good collab. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I love it.
For real. That was a pleasure, Tesha. That was absolutely a pleasure.
That really was. All right, so 5:15. Do we want to do the meme real quick? I know Snarky was excited about the meme. Oh no, it's not bad. Like it is Tesha. It's very much a conscious decision. Yes. That works for what it is that you are going for. That is that you accomplish exactly what you set out to do, and like I said, pure serotonin.
Yep.
Pure serotonin. Made me very happy. It's giving me all the good, happy brain chemicals going on. So, yes, absolutely. All right, so meme time. A little bit of backstory here as we make this happen. So, I was doing a stream where I was playing co-op with two of my mods who are very much a oh no, thank you, Tesha. I was playing with my two mods who are also frequents within this community, Void Howler and Mystic Angel. In addition to another former member of Team Sanity, Biotic Archangel. The four of us were all playing together, and we were going co-op, 4-player co-op through the Halo Reach campaign. And they decided that it was more fun to piss me off in friendly fire.
Welp.
And repeatedly just off me every chance that they got. It got to a point where, like, before I was even fully dead, they were just like, hey, you want to kick them? Like... And I finally got to a point. I got to a point where they broke me.
Yep.
They fully, unequivocally broke me.
Breakage is happening. And
it became a meme within the community because, like, well, for starters, I ended up streaming the next day and my voice was gone after I had yelled from this. And the next day, like, my community was just like, that was the funniest freaking thing I've ever seen. We need a t-shirt. So we spent half of the stream the next day making a t-shirt for it.
Nice.
And so the particular meme is how at one point or another I just basically say, like, just kill me, just do it right now. And the particular phrase that everybody hooked onto was, I am a piece of meat. And so gonna show this to you guys, and you can see, like, even my stream setup from back then has changed a lot. And so, Snarky, here's for you. And then I'm gonna show you what ended up becoming of it as of recently, because one of my other mods decided to make something out of this, especially for Tesha and Stranger here. It involves music.
Excellent.
So here it is. Enjoy.
No. No, he was in the air. He was in the air.
Do it! Fucking do it! Do it! I want you to kill me! I want myself dead!
Oh my god.
Well,
Kill me! I don't deserve life anymore! I don't deserve it!
Wait, hold on.
I'm a piece of meat!
This needs to happen. This needs to happen.
God.
No!
Oh my god.
Son of a
You
bitch!
No.
It doesn't happen often that I collectively lose my shit, and I did there.
That's, you know what? If you lose your shit, I think, commit, and you committed 100% of the way.
Oh, abso-freaking-lutely. And so to fully bring it circle, because obviously there's a t-shirt that you can get where it just says "I'm a piece of meat" across it. You didn't lose your shit, you yeeted it. Yes, not wrong. So he wants to iterate that this is still in the works, but this is he decided to start making a music video out of it.
Wow.
And it's not just audio, it's you get everything.
Nice.
He did a remix with that particular stuff, so please enjoy the stylings of
No.
Get that house vibe.
Yeah, the blanket.
This is so sweet. Oh.
Yeah, and then it gets into that. I'm a piece of meat!
well.
It's gotta be the death compilation. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that's what he's made so far. It's not fully done, but
Perfect.
I-
Yeah, once that is done, I'm gonna agree with Tesha. That should be your channel trailer.
honestly, I think yes. And that should be yes. Tasha's saying the same exact thing. Like, oh my goodness, so there is a clip of me reacting to it for the very first time, both with that and just the audio.
Nice.
I was losing my shit. It's the funniest freaking thing. Like, that is a meme that will never die. And so there you go.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's perfect. And I'm glad, and in some way, this is sort of one of those inspiring things, right? Because it's like you see folks make really creative stuff. Like I think the big reason why like the green screen like is so missed is because like there's so many creative opportunities you can do with that, and watching something like that music video can be really inspiring to be like, oh man, like that makes me think of stuff. And I think that's a really like fun thing to not only offer yourself but also offer your community too, because it's like, well,
That's a fair point. That's a really fair point. And insert a clip of Shia LaBeouf screaming to it.
yeah, just go full.
Embrace the chaos. I will pass that along to my buddy. He doesn't stream or anything. He'll play Destiny with me a lot, but like otherwise he just kind of quietly mods more than anything, and then does that.
Nice.
So, holy shit. Well, I hope you enjoyed this this random meme. No, thank you, Tasha. Maybe next week we'll have a stranger meme.
I do have an entire music video that I did when I reached 200 followers. It involves the Lost Boys. That's the vampire movie.
Yes. All right. So that'll be we'll do a meme a week. That sounds like a fun little way to kind of end stream each time. So that's why you made the clip of your first stream contrasted with your latest, because you wanted people to see how far you come in a short period. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my oh geez, I still have every single stream I have ever done saved on my computer right now.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Snarky, of course, anything for you guys. That's what we're here for. Yeah, the first stream I had, I didn't even have an overlay. I just started playing. I had no camera set up or anything. Like, that was it.
Is it?
And then I didn't do an intro for that one. I didn't have my camera on for most of that one. It's insane to see like how the quality shifted.
Yeah.
As much as it did. It looks like I still wasn't using a camera at that point. I forget what point I started using a camera, because I didn't use a camera for a while.
Oh wow. Okay.
Which was interesting. Yeah, I'm shocked that I went with that. Maybe I was. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what the reasoning behind that was.
It's all good.
So,
yes. Thank you so much, everyone, joining us, and thank you, GTeach, for leading this discussion. This was
of course
such a great thing. Send you my clip on the Discord chat if you want to show it. It's like 20 seconds long. I think we have time for 20 seconds.
Yeah, why not? It's gonna look a little odd on your camera here.
It's okay.
Which chat did you send it in?
Academy chat.
Academy chat.
Yeah.
Oh, right up here. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I can pull it up over here now instead. All right, perfect. We're gonna do that. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. There we go. All right, everything looks clean now. Let's pop on in over here. All right, more meme time. Let's do it. I'm gonna pause the tunage in the background here for this as well, and let's see what we got. More memes. June 1st.
I'm just taking.
June 21st, 2021.
Got a notebook. I'll never leave notes because you know what? I'm not good enough for that. No one's gonna want to take any advice from me.
Huh.
Heard a clattering.
That was Bloodborne. Nice.
So now I'm just walking slowly. Hey now! Hey you, sir! You stay. You just know.
Wow. Oh, it's gonna go right back through again. Very big difference. For starters, that was what game was that last one there?
Evil Within.
That was a glow up, that is for sure. That's Evil Within. Yeah, the glow up. God, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you had like a nice like button up shirt, you were all like slicked and whatnot, and then you were just like now, and even the camera quality, like you dialed that up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do the same thing. I actually am coming up on my 2-year streamversary.
Damn.
So I think I might. You're inspiring us here. You're inspiring us. That's for sure.
Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, thank you everyone Y'all are lovely.
You really are.
We all appreciate your questions, and if you do have more questions, if you have more, if you need more feedback, if you need more anything, please join the Discord. We've linked it a couple times. But thank you, Cuttlefish. And we are there. Make sure to opt into the role for Team Sanity Academy, because the Discord channel is set up for your convenience to opt into the role. That way you're not flooded with 1,000 messages for 1,000 things. You can curate your experience on Discord.
Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Here's so I would like a raid target.
All right.
If at all possible here. If anybody has a raid target that they want to provide to me here, that would be greatly appreciated, as I want to make sure that we raid somebody that the community wants.
Norse.
Oh, DFG's going back to Bloodborne tomorrow. Ooh, Norse Soul and Y Paladin are live. Okay.
All right.
Let's go take a look here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, let's see. So we got Y Paladin. Right there. Okay. And then we've got... And then Dognet from Tesha. Okay. Let's just... I'm going to pull all of them up here, because whenever I'm given suggestions on... a raid target, I always go and I end up supporting each of them individually anyway.
Right.
And then we've got Dognet. Okay.
Dognet is playing God of War.
Ooh, okay. Well, you know what? I say we leave it to chat.
Yeah, let's leave it to chat.
Yeah, Cuddle, make a poll.
Yeah, make a poll.
All right, so we got Dognet, Norse Soul, Y Paladin, and we'll throw in a fourth one there. DFG throwing in Midas Ghoul. Tesha says he's been an inspiration to the way I want to be.
Oh,
I love that. That's so cute. I love that. All right, let's see here. Midas Ghoul is playing a bit of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, Arceus. Yeah.
Arceus. My bad. I'm not a Pokemon frequenter.
All good. It's all good. So we got God of War, Pokemon Legend, Arceus. What are the other two?
So Y Paladin is currently playing Elden Ring. Norse Soul is playing Sea of Thieves. Dognet is playing God of War, like the newer one. And Midas Ghoul is playing Pokemon Legends.
Excellent.
So we got a nice variety of things that we could potentially be raiding into here.
Yeah.
So once that poll is up, we will have you, the viewer, decide, because that's a more fun way to do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why having, especially your mods, up on things like polling activities, and maybe even like when you first start your channel or locate your mods. Oh, the game's one more time. Y Paladin is playing Elden Ring.
Yep. Norse Soul is playing Sea of Thieves.
Midas Ghoul is playing Pokemon Legend Arceus, and Dognet is playing God of War.
Yes.
Yeah, I remembered that.
That was good. That was very good. I will say, like, impressive. Most impressive.
Most impressive. Yeah. All right, the poll is up. Poll is up.
Poll is up. Let's do it. Let's see what you guys go for.
DFG, Elden Ring is actually the only legal game you can play on Twitch, it seems. I'm just as guilty of that. I'm a huge FromSoft fan. I've been streaming too much Elden Ring, way too much Elden Ring. Well, my off-stream play is actually like much more ahead than my on-stream.
I have played Oh geez, I played a lot of not Elden Ring. I also don't have a lot of interest because it's like a Souls-esque type of game.
Yeah.
And me personally, I am not a big like fan of those types of games. Personally, I can understand why people do enjoy them. And I'm sure that there is a great story in there somewhere, but for the most part, I would say that I enjoy playing games that don't make me bash my head against a wall. And yes, DFG, I did not get the memo with the get good, because I would very much end up just banging my head against the wall and just not enjoying myself. And yeah, I'd rather enjoy myself. Get gone.
Get gone. Get gone.
Get gone.
Get gone. Yes.
That's how I would be.
Like, I totally get that. I totally get that. And like, I think this is a nice, like, sort of complimentary thing, because like, you know, I'm very much, I feel the same way only about FPSs. I very rarely play FPSs.
Right.
And that's because I did my time in the Counter-Strike mines. And I'm like, I'm done. Counter-Strike, not before CSGO and all that. And like back when, you know, Team Fortress 1 was still a thing. And it's sort of like, oh, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. So I just kind of went over to FromSoft, and I don't know why. I just, you know, kind of went from there.
Yeah.
Looks like God of War 1. Looks like we're
So,
going to see
Tesha, we're going in with your recommendation, Dognet.
Dognet.
Yes. And Tesha was a COD tournament player for Black Ops 4 since then, never again. I like shooters with a good story.
Yeah.
That's my biggest caveat. Like, it's the reason why I've stopped playing Call of Duty games for a while. Because it's just not my cup of tea anymore. So
Exactly. All right, so off we are on the raid. Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
To streamers, both new and experienced, we wish you only the very best. Be bold, be brave, and be as much as you want to be in this bizarre new entertainment scape that is Twitch and YouTube and TikTok and all of it. Y'all are excellent broadcasters. Keep
You
going.
know it. Class, you're officially dismissed. Get the hell on out of here and support our raid target. Love y'all.
Y'all.
The end is near. Cuddle, take us on out whenever you're ready. You got it, guys.
The end is near.
All right.